All right, for the High Class Geek Media Group, this is High Class Geek News. Oh, good, they are joining us after all. I am your friendly neighborhood geekazoid, Evan Ransom, and with me today, everybody's favorite Irish angry monkey, John Little.
You're damn right. No fucking patience and a fucking nail god. Don't fuck with me this week.
And the cutest geek this side of the street, Pixie, with her husband, Jay, the second cutest geek this side of the street.
Oh, you.
Oh my god.
It's just fun to listen to you giggle every time we say Uranus.
I was waiting for it.
Gotta love Uranus.
We got to get out of the way early. We got too much to cover. We can't let people be distracted by things. What's tonight's episode called? Bot Shots Part 2. You know why? Because finally, after over a decade, thanks to ABC, Battlebots is back.
Hold it. I'm gonna show you something.
Why do I have a feeling Grant Imahara is going to host that?
Huh?
Why do I have a feeling that Grant Imahara is going to get to host that? You know, maybe because he's a fucking BattleBots champion, and maybe because he has nothing better to do than make commercials for McDonald's. And I'm sure he'd like some reliable work.
I don't care. I just want to see robots destroying other robots again.
Robots.
I promised myself I wouldn't cry.
It's okay, Evan. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh my god! I haven't felt like this since Wash died.
Oh, that's bullshit. Don't even start that.
No.
We're not 12 obituaries yet. Shut the fuck up.
Make me feel fear. This just makes me feel excitement and joy.
Exactly.
One day, I may have a child, and that child's birth will not fill me with as much excitement and joy as right now.
You haven't felt this way since Captain Mal said, I don't know, I'm a kind of a fan of all seven, but right now, I gotta go with Wrath.
No, that was your line. That was never my favorite line from that movie. My favorite line from that movie was always, gee, sure would be nice if we had some grenades right now, don't you think?
You want to run this outfit? Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you can't.
It's like, if I'm not back in 1 hour, you fly down there, you rescue me. What? And risk my shit? I mean it! It's cold down there!
Moving on.
Oh, BattleBots. Alright. Theatrical releases for this week as we move on to the movie section. Old Fashioned and 50 Shades of Grey.
Switch off.
Wow, I couldn't plan that if I tried.
I have the urge to go to the theater and in front of every theater that's playing 50 Shades of Grey, put a caution wet floor sign.
I did that at the opening of Magic Mike, man. It was hilarious. It was worth it, too, really.
There's Magic Mike 2 coming out to do that with now.
This is a movie.
Exactly, so twice the fun.
This is a movie. 50 Shades of Grey is a movie completely revolving around the sexual relationship between two adults, lots of sex scenes, guaranteed female nudity. I am not watching this shit. That's all I have to say. Coming out on home video, Addicted, Force Majeure, Necromantic 2, was spelled N-E-K with another K at the end of romantic, because poor literacy is the 90s. Nightcrawler, 101 Dalmatians, and the movie that John can't wait to put into his home video collection, Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day.
No. 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 I love that book. I have an original fucking printing of both Alexander the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day and Alexander Who Used to Be Rich Last Sunday. And that movie appalled me. It was like taking... Yes, I have, and it was like it was like Chuck E. Cheese raping my childhood.
Wow.
No.
John, I'm just going to point out, now you know how I feel when I watch each episode of Constantine.
No, Evan. I know how you feel long before you did. You forget. I've got a good 10 years on you.
10 years?
Oh, not 10, about 5. 4 or 5. Somewhere around there. I'm older than you, goddammit.
2 years! 2 fucking years! Jesus Christ. Anyway, casting news. It looks like Felicity Jones is in talks for the first standalone Star Wars movie.
Huzzah!
Yay.
I'm down with that.
Straight out of the theory for everything. Anyway, also Samuel L. Jackson will be on Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. That is it. I'm tired of these motherfucking orphans in this motherfucking orphanage. Yes, they deserve attention. I hope they go to hell. And it's also been announced, June 29th, 2018. John, mark the date. How to Train Your Dragon 3.
You act like I don't already have that marked.
I'm disturbed by the idea of how you have it marked.
Why? I mean, who doesn't love that whole series?
No, I'm disturbed by how he has the date marked. I'm pretty sure it involves bodily fluids. Hopefully, maybe his own.
No. Virgin blood.
It might be a mix of maybe 2 or 3 other randoms.
Oh my God.
I do work for a major multinational computer and IT company. Believe me, finding a virgin pretty fucking easy in my office.
Yeah, we got like a satanic ritual once a fucking week. They were surprised when they couldn't use me when I first showed up.
I mean, all I gotta do is find the chunkiest motherfucker with the worst hygiene. There we go.
His name is Horace.
No, actually, his name is Martin. And he just lost a foot.
I never saw Martin. Does that character lose his virginity in that movie?
No idea. Moving on.
Moving on.
Right. And in the news today, we found out that Amy Pascal, who is co-chairman of Sony, is stepping down in lieu of the fact that she had a contract negotiation coming up and hackers done fucked up her shit.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not a good idea to make racist-ish comments about the President of the United States.
Oh, stupid thing. Are we off movies yet? Because there's one thing I noticed that we didn't announce that I didn't
That was the last event for movies, so go ahead.
Did anybody else see the article this week? Something that has been over 10 years in the making is now happening.
Spaceballs 2?
We are getting Spaceballs 2, the quest for more money!
Yes!
In
Yes!
celebration for this, I have increased my Mel Brooks intake. On top of the fact that I got Spaceballs for my birthday, I have also ordered Young Frankenstein, and finally, I am undoing a grievous error in my life. I've ordered myself a copy of History of the World Part 1.
Do you have to be or not to be?
Fuck.
To be or not to be is pretty good. I mean, it's classic Mel Brooks.
It's Mel Brooks
Total stage production.
actually dressing up like Hitler.
Is that the one where he does the Hitler rap?
Yes.
You gotta get Blazing Saddles too, man. I mean, that's a
I
classic.
already have Blazing Saddles. I've had that for years.
Oh, well, of course.
That's my favorite Mel Brooks movie. And The Producers, because you got to first.
Wait. Producers, original or remake?
What do you mean original or remake? What part? We're talking about Mel Brooks.
Believe me, I've had this argument more than once. I usually have to specify.
No, there's only one Mel Brooks, The Producers. The other one is the one starring frickin' what's-his-name and a gay guy.
Moving on.
Moving on. Television, coming out on home video this week. Season 2, Part 1 of Atlantis. Season 2, Part 1 of Batman. For those of you who weren't smart, just got the Blu-ray box set with the free Hot Wheels Batmobile. I love my box set. Captain Scarlet and the Mysterons complete series. I'd never even heard of this thing before, but apparently it came from my childhood. Earth: A New Wild. Power Rangers Megaforce Season 2, Volume 2, The Silver Warrior. Transformers Rescue Bots Volume 6, Jurassic Adventures.
Yay!
Chris Pratt. And Z Nation Season 1.
You know what? I was just thinking this week. There was a cartoon from my childhood. It's a phenomenal cartoon. Never finished.
Planet and the Planeteers. Yeah, I know.
No. Pirates of Dark Water. I want them to finish that bitch.
That went out on DVD years ago, dude.
Yeah, I know, but they never finished the show. They left it hanging. I want them to finish it. I want them to make a live-action movie of that but make that bitch into a trilogy. Come on, Hollywood.
The original Avatar: The Last Airbender really could have. Honestly, I want Fox's Peter Pan and Hook.
That's a good one.
That was a surprisingly good show. And all these years, where the fuck is my Phantom 2040 DVD?
Point. Well, it's tough to get Billy Zane. You know, he's busy.
Busy doing what? What exactly does Billy Zane do anymore?
What?
No, but he was the Phantom.
He was the Phantom.
Starring in a new movie with the original Red Ranger. This week we got our first look. Okay? Are we done? Okay. This week we got our first look at a new superhero that will be appearing on the show Arrow, played by Brandon Routh. We have actually seen him in the suit, the Atom.
Okay. I don't know about anybody else. I think Brandon Routh should get the ban hammer like Freddie Prinze Jr. when it comes to superhero films. I not only think he should not be allowed to act in anything comic book related, but I don't think he should be able to be allowed to watch them.
Wow.
I didn't know you hated Scott Pilgrim.
Wow.
Not the same.
He's in that.
I know he's in it, but he's not the starring role.
Brandon Routh never does a bad job.
He just picks bad movies. I did enjoy Dylan Dog.
I haven't seen Dylan Dog.
I think I'm one of the few people that fucking enjoyed that film.
But he wasn't bad as Superman. He was just had a
Dylan Dog was a good movie, actually.
And
I liked it.
Liking him as Ray Palmer and Arrow.
I gotta say that honestly, the whole situation of Dylan Dog, if it wasn't for the co-star, the movie would have completely blown though. The only other good role I've ever seen him in is that one quick bit in Zack and Miri Make a Porno film where it turns out that he's blowing Justin Long.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's believable. He was really selling that role.
He was the super vegan in Scott Pilgrim, people.
He was a super vegan and he got jinxed with the cup of coffee.
Regardless, moving on.
Cast news has actually happened. We should have reported this last week. I don't know how I missed this. But Mehcad Brooks will be joining the cast of Supergirl as Jimmy Olsen. Jimmy Olsen will be black. Makes more sense than having a black Johnny Storm, so I'm good.
Okay.
It's true, but that badass. I'm gonna go see it.
And speaking of adding new people to female-centric comic book properties, Carrie Ann Moss has joined the cast of AKA Jessica Jones.
Huzzah!
Here's hoping that show has lots of F-bombs. And Luke Mitchell will be a somewhat regular guest star on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as an Inhuman named Lincoln, who's going to help Daisy, or Sky as she's known in the show, adjust to her new abilities. She'll always be Casey Johnson to me. Established character. Also, it's been announced we know who the characters are going to be for Titans coming out on TNT. We will have, try not to be shocked by this one, John, Nightwing. So he'll start out as Rock.
He will.
Yeah. Oracle will be in it. Ooh, I love Oracle. I'm sorry.
Go into depth for those who haven't read the article or know anything about it of who Oracle really is.
I just said Barbara Gordon is much better when she doesn't have legs.
That's true.
Legs. She still has the legs. They just don't work.
Oh yeah. I mean, there can.
She's much
Of course they're
sexier
gonna
than Professor X and much less of an asshole. Hawk and Dove.
Wow.
Yeah, that surprised me too. And Raven and Starfire.
Yeah.
No Beast Boy, no Cyborg.
Well,
Oh,
they say Cyborg might not come into it though.
okay,
At
I have
all.
to point this out now. Raven and Starfire alone can blow a television show's effects budget.
Raven is what's going to kill it. Starfire, you can probably work your way around it.
Raven, you can actually. Starfire is the one Raven's the one you can work around. Starfire is the one that's going to kill it. Because we're using magical characters on television shows. That's no big deal. A woman who blows, flies, and shoots blast out of her hands. On top of that, you need heavy makeup because she's supposed to be a cat person.
Moving on.
Yeah.
That's very
All I'm saying
arguable.
is I hope they get Christina Ricci to play Raven.
All I'm
I'll
saying
take that
is
one.
they should have at least brought Beast Boy in, but they have mentioned that they want to eventually work into that. But Cyborg's not even going to be in the deal.
But you can't have Beast Boy without him being in the Doom Patrol first.
Point.
Well,
He was a Doom Patrol character before he was a Titan.
He's right.
okay.
Beast
But
Boy, though.
let's
he's
look at
awesome.
the whole Cyborg thing, but because I was unaware of it until I read the article, but
My guess
they're
is
going to the whole Justice League.
Yeah, he's going to be in the
So-
Justice League movie. My guess is they want him more associated with Justice League than Teen Titans. Also, it saves money not to have to do the special effects for Cyborg.
That's true.
Moving on.
Yeah. And our next one that's been announced in the last week, John, back away from your camera. We don't want you to get jizz on it.
Ooh.
Netflix is doing a Legend of Zelda series.
Live action,
Yeah.
right?
Live.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That one is too much metal for just one hand.
Netflix, I want to
Okay,
thank you for investing in.
No, see, I'm excited, but yet I'm a little apprehensive as well.
Well, Netflix has done a really good job with their original programming, so I
They
can't.
They
have.
have. But look at the
Have
stuff
you
that they're putting
seen-
out lately. They're putting their name on a lot of stuff as
But
of
have
late.
you seen the trailer for Daredevil?
No.
It's wonderful.
Even I've got to give them credit. As somebody who fucking hates Daredevil, the trailer looks good.
Okay, I don't hate Daredevil. I just hate Ben Affleck as Daredevil. I
He was
just want that
fine.
to be completely clear.
As
Do not hate Daredevil.
As a hardcore Daredevil fan for more than half my life, I can tell you he played the character perfectly. He was given the shittiest script, but
I don't think he was playing a role. I think it was like, hey man, if you want to come in hungover and half-baked and just play a role,
have you read Daredevil?
he was just like, yeah, completely
I mean,
monotone.
Daredevil's whole thing is just that he's a lawyer by day, superhero by night, and in between he's a really, really handsome blind dude who hits on women. A lot.
The poor man's Tony Stark.
Wait, whoa. I say lawyer and you think Tony Stark? No. Fuck
No,
you.
I'm
He's the
alcohol
poor
who
man's
hits on. He's the Special Olympics She-Hulk.
Oh my.
Wow, too far. Too far.
Hey, look, I follow the Ferris Bueller rules. You can never go too far, and if I'm going to get caught, it's not going to be like by a guy like that.
Anyway, in television news, the people working on the series Gotham, that show I hope will one day be good, as teased that maybe, just maybe, we might start seeing a Joker-related storyline towards the end of the first season.
God,
I
I
still
hope
have-
so.
I only saw the first 3 episodes and I loved it.
I haven't even watched it yet.
It's like, I'm caught up. I've enjoyed it so far. Though, but by the same token, I was like,
I see. It's like season 2 of Walking Dead. You watch it because it can be good, not because it necessarily is good.
I'm waiting to see where the potential goes.
Well, they also in that same thing, in that same interview, whatever, confirmed that the second half of this current season, is going to focus on turning Edward Nygma into more of a villain.
Yeah.
Which kind of bugs me because my biggest complaint is they're going way too fast with these characters.
Yeah, there's not enough time for development.
Yeah, I'm like, they're literally just a turn to the left away from being the supervillains they are in the comics already. It kind of bugs me. It's like Gotham will be destroyed before Bruce even has a chance to become Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Although the guy that got to play the Penguin was.
That dude is the shit. If anything keeps me on the show, it's watching him. The other thing is Donald Logue as Harvey Dent. Harvey Dent. Sorry.
I like Donald Logue.
Harvey Bullock.
Well, my
He's awesome.
is like, are they going to tie in? Because, like, I mean, do you watch Arrow? Don't you?
Yeah, I haven't watched it since the mid-season finale, but of course, I haven't watched it since the first episode aired.
Okay, so like they brung in Raj Al Ghul, so I'm just curious as to how deal with me and the other people.
Moving on.
But most
yeah, actually, I should have even corrected you. I remember listening to Danny O'Neill, who came up with the character in a podcast, and he said actually both pronunciations are correct. Can't argue with the creator.
Well, the Takei Takai, potato.
Let's call the whole thing off. Moving on.
No, there's an appropriate way to pronounce a name from another country. Anyway, video games. Releases this week, Evolve and Unmechanical Extended.
I know!
Speaking of
which,
which,
I love Evolve.
Guys, I've got Dying Light.
Oh, you lucky bastard.
I can play as a zombie! And at some point I'll play as a human and beat the shit out of their brains!
I got Minecraft. I'll deal.
I haven't picked... I need something.
I also finished off paying off my pre-order on Arkham Knight when that comes out, so basically I will be there on the midnight release. I'm going to make sure I have that day off. It's possible no one will see me for a while after that.
Because you might want to take the next day off, too.
Yeah, in my defense, I'll be Batman.
Understandable.
Moving on, we got our first look at a video game due to a 2-minute plus long trailer called Persona 5, and it looks kind of cool, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys check it out?
I did, actually. I was really impressed by it.
Yeah, I did. It's
but by the same token, just because it looks pretty doesn't mean it's going to be a good game.
I know. Well, at least they showed actual gameplay in the trailer. It's not like Dead Island that fooled us all by having like the most awesome trailer for anything ever, and to what ultimately turned out to be a relatively shit, at best mediocre game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, that trailer was amazing. Did they give an award for that trailer? Because they
Just the trailer.
Anyway, in the news, Sony Online Entertainment has been sold to Columbus Nova and is being rebranded as Daybreak. These are the guys who gave us EverQuest.
Let's see how that works out in the end.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sony has not had a good year.
Yeah.
Nope.
No, I played Baldur's Gate.
I did play Baldur's Gate. I think everybody did.
Moving on.
Moving on to comics, which, by the way, last week, Star Wars #2. Oh, fucking God, I love that comic so much. I love the one little bit where it's just like you had Luke is just like, oh no, what am I supposed to do? I'm just a farm boy. Then he gets his school back. It's like, yeah, a farm boy who bullseyes womp rats. I love that book. But anyway, our suggestions for this week: The Sixth Gun, #46, continuing what looks to be his final story arc. Rachel Rising, #31, because I love Terry Moore and will follow that man anywhere. Amazing Spider-Man number 14 and Spider-Woman number 4. These two issues are basically finishing off the Spider-Verse storyline that I have been loving so much. And I'm so happy the robot from the Japanese live-action television show had been fixed and will be in the final battle. Darth Vader number 1. I have been waiting for this one. Ongoing, Thor number 5. And I'm telling you, Marvel, I'm going to keep suggesting this book until you tell us who the female Thor is! I will not stop! Astro City number 20. Best deconstruction of superheroes out there. And the comic that John knows he has to read just because of the freaking title and is still kicking himself that he hasn't started reading it yet. Southern Bastards number 7. Continuing the storyline where we learn the origins of Coach Boss.
As soon as I get the time, man. As soon as I get the time.
You still got the Comixology info, right?
I do.
Okay, good. In the news, I'm gonna. This is the order I wrote down in, but we're gonna start with Marvel because DC is gonna take a bit. First of all,
wait, what?
Wait a minute.
Yeah. First of all, Bendis has announced that with Uncanny X-Men number 600, he is leaving the book after his 3-year run, which has been critically acclaimed and beloved by fans. Knowing how he tends to leave books, there'll probably be a cliffhanger that some other writer is going to have to clean up, but still, it's an end of an era. Also, Marvel has announced that they'll be launching a new book called A-Force. Why do we care about A-Force? Because this is the first ever all-female Avengers team.
That's going to be interesting.
I want the Wasp to lead them.
I wonder who is going to be the leader.
I think they should. That's the clip. They've showed She-Hulk.
She's a lawyer. She's too busy. No, it should be the Wasp. She was the very first woman to ever join the Avengers. She should be the first chairwoman, she's the first leader of the group. But I'm sure they'll work it out.
No, I know who I want to lead it.
Captain
I want Big Bertha.
Big Bertha?
Big Bertha.
Oh, God. Yeah, I think you and I are the only ones who remember her. I don't think she was ever an Avenger. She's a Great Lakes Avenger.
Great Lakes Avengers.
Oh, right, yeah.
That random, obscure title that no one outside of 1993 remembers.
That's not true. That's how Squirrel Girl got popular.
I suppose.
And I'm pretty sure that's how Dan Slott got the Spider-Man job he's currently rocking.
Mm.
Anyway. Ooh, I need to learn to write. DC news. First of all, the most recent issue of Superman, which I have read, finished off Jeff Johns' storyline with John Romita Jr. by debuting a brand new superpower for Superman.
Oh my.
And unlike previous ones, like in the Silver Age, where it's just, oh, he's got a new power, this one is actually connected to a power he's already got. It's a natural extension of his heat vision. He now has the ability to basically ignite all of the solar energy he has naturally stored in his cells into a miniature solar flare, as he learned when he accidentally wiped out a 15-mile radius.
Okay.
Fair enough.
And a bonus with this power, at least on the first time anyway, it knocks him the fuck out, and also leaves him to the power level of a regular human being for 24 hours, because that's how long it takes for his cells to recharge.
Why do I have a feeling it's going to be used to some villain's advantage in the near future?
Yep. It's just for those who missed it, Superman has the power to explode. I'm surprised he didn't get that in the fucking 90s. And DC has announced that they're going to have some major changes this summer. With a lot of their books, they're only keeping 25 of the current titles, some of them being renamed. They're going to have 24 new titles. We'll go to them first, but first, I want to bring up the really, truly important thing about all this. And that is the simple fact that, and yes, this has been confirmed, I can't guarantee that everything will be good. They said the new direction is they're going to focus on story and not continuity. There's good and bad that comes with that, especially considering DC hasn't been the best lately. But there is one thing they definitely said, and it made me very happy. The New 52 is over. I've waited so long for this!
I was just about to say that. Like, the day you've been waiting for is upon us.
Let's all give the New 52 proper send-off.
Oh God, it's gone. It's finally gone.
God, whoever came up with New 52 needs to be drug out in the street and chastised in some embarrassing manner.
That'd be Dan DiDio, Jim Lee, and Jeff Johns.
Oh, Jim Lee, we expect better of you.
I knew the names. I knew the fucking names. I'm never going to forgive Dan DiDio for either this or Bloodhaven. He knows what he did. Anyway, among the title changes and newcomers, we don't know everything yet. These are the ones I do know about. Jeff Johns will be leaving Superman, and it will start being written by Jean Luen Yang. I should point out, the main when they say historian instead of continuity, they're also trying to make things more diverse. Clearly, this means mostly in an ethnic sense. So you're going to see. So there are names here attached that are not. We got an Asian guy writing Superman. Anyway, Superstar artist Brian Hitch, who gave us the Ultimates, will be drawing several issues before he moves to Marvel of The Authority, JLA, and other titles that haven't been mentioned yet. John, do you remember Hitman from the 90s, the Garth Ennis title from the 90s, drawn by John McCree?
We don't speak of such things, but yes.
Well, we're getting a spin-off book from the guys who gave us Hitman, Section 8. A team about the group of loser superheroes that used to hang out at that bar all the time.
People wonder why I don't read comics anymore.
I see why you probably don't read DC. Constantine, it's New 51, so I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I'm going with the old staple. Constantine is being retitled Constantine the Hellblazer. Really don't like the. It will be written by current kitchen artist Ming Doyle and drawn by Riley Rosmo. Yes, that is someone's actual name. There is a family of people named Rosmo. I expect spectacular art to make up for this.
I got nothing.
Yeah. A new Black Canary series will be written by Brendan Fletcher. And Starfire, the 3 comics here, being written by the lovely and ever so adorable married writing artist duo of Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti, are going to be handling Starfire, Harley Quinn, which they're already doing, and a new book, Harley Quinn Power Girl.
Oh, that's going to be. That's going to be popular.
Well, they're the Jimmy Palmiotti was one back in the writing team that gave me the Power Girl, like the first 12 issues of Power Girl he did. Those are phenomenal. Those are amazing. I love them. We're getting a Cyborg series with art by Ivan Reyes and Joe Prado, and being written by David Walker. This is where it gets a little weird. Bizarro. Yeah, I was not kidding when I said weird.
Oh, that was it?
No. I'm giving John. Are you not looking at John responding to it right now?
We're all watching this.
Bizarro.
I didn't know if he was having a seizure or.
John, you know why I'm smiling?
This is giving him Tourette. Please stop.
Because you can literally feel my anus clenching at these news.
John, look at my smile. Look at the way I'm dressed.
Like the secret word in Pee-wee's Playhouse. You just said it. Good for you.
I'm just saying, John, if I'm not the devil, I'm looking a lot like him. Because I know if that was your reaction to Bizarro, I can't wait to see how you're going to feel about... I can't wait to see how you're going to feel about Batmite.
No. No one didn't have the punch.
Nope. That's not a joke. We're getting a Batmite comic.
I have the need to do Picard.
Oh my god.
Number 1, self-destruct. Picard, Alpha, Zeta, 3, Gamma, 2-5.
Sometimes, John, you really should just have a bottle of whiskey handy before you start the show.
It's in the kitchen.
It's in the kitchen. I started off with a nice glass of Pinot, and already I need the rest of the bottle.
The last time I heard news like this that made me want to drink this much, it was New Year's Eve, and I was listening to a 40-year-old housewife who's a props director at the theater describe her sex life in such detail that I needed to drink with everything that came out of her mouth because I was afraid of what was going into it.
Moving on to some of the...
What's going into it?
Moving on to some more of the saner titles that DC has announced. Batman Beyond being written by Dan Jurgens and art by Bernard Chang. Dark Universe by Jamie Tinian IV and being drawn by Ming Doyle. No, we don't know what it's about. Doomed by Scott Lobdell and Javier Fernandez because DC has not gotten smart and fired Scott Lobdell yet. Who is also handling Red Hood Arsenal, which is replacing Red Hood in the Outlaws, because DC has not gotten smart enough to fire Scott Lobdell yet.
Hey, DC, let's just go ahead and cut your losses and give Rob Liefeld a job.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And finally, We Are Robin, being written by Lee Bermejo, who is one of my favorite comic book artists, and I've never known him to write something before, so that should be interesting, with art by Rob Rain and Kerry Randolph. Once again, I'm not sure what it's about. I'm guessing it's the various people who are alive who have had the Robin mantle at some point. Whew.
My anus hurts now.
Anus.
That's only because a section of it has been invaded by the fifth dimension.
I really feel like I've had a cosmic rectal exam, and no one bought me dinner.
God, what would happen if they actually made that World Funnest one-shot where it was all about him and Mixie Spitlick and made it an ongoing? What would you do, John?
I'm feeling you're about to tell me that it is what is going to happen, and if that's the case, then I'm going to have to kill it with fire.
No, that's not something that's actually going to happen. I was just kind of curious.
Yeah, kill it with fire would be the only appropriate thing, which means, yeah, I might have to go full Tyler Durden on that one.
Do you need something to cheer you up, Sean?
Wow.
There is no cheering me up at this point in time, Evan.
Would you like me to at least try to make you feel better?
You don't have the cleavage for that.
Well, it's probably for the best, because it's time to move on to obituaries.
Aw, man.
I wish I knew more about this guy. So I'm hoping one of you guys do. Due to complications for allergies during a medical procedure, 33-year-old Monty Ohm, creator of RWBY, passed away this week to the surprise of everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. My friend Carmen would be able to tell you everything about this.
I never really got into Rooster Teeth, but I know, I mean, they even have an expansion pack on Cards Against Humanity, for God's sake. I know there's a bunch of, like, online YouTube things, and I don't know more particulars about it, but yeah, it kind of sucks.
Well, Rooster Teeth was one of the earliest groups, along with the League of Supercritics and things like that, that really helped shape the YouTube environment that most people enjoy now. And it was really tragic to see, just to see this happen. And, again, if it's your time, it's your time. Not a damn thing you can do, but it's definitely a darker day on the internet without this person.
Mm.
Moving on.
Speaking of things that make it a darker day, Richard Bonehill passed away at the age of 67, who basically played almost every extra character you may have seen in Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Much love.
Slightly more cheerfully, considering this one died at 92, so we know she had a full life, is Lisbeth Scott, who was a popular film noir actress, normally playing the femme fatale.
Yeah.
Without her, film noir just wouldn't work.
Nope.
She always reminded me of, like, anybody read any Nikki Spillane novels, the old noir Spillanes. She played those roles so perfectly. I don't know. If you're a Nikki Spillane fan, you know her. So
So the way you make it sound,
probably been in a couple of his movies too, actually.
the way you make it sound, it seems like you were saying she had that roll down to science.
Science!
I like them apples.
Hey, blinded
segue,
me
motherfucker.
with science.
She blinded me with science. Back in 1991, archaeologists had found the body of a dead dude that had been well preserved for over 1,000 years. Turns out, Iceman was totally fucking metal. He was covered in tattoos thanks to new technology that we got. We were able to map those sons of bitches out. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher Lee is no longer the oldest metal god anymore.
Actually, the interesting thing about the tattoos on the Iceman was how they were actually done back in the day. The tattoos back during that time. This was before even the hog technology. Before Maori they were actually done with animal sinew and a needle. And what happened was they would cover the sinew, which was basically like string, with coal, or I'm sorry, not coal, but soot or ash. And they would actually feed that under the skin and basically stitch those designs in. And then
like weaving?
Yeah, kind of like weaving, but it was actually more like embroidery. And they would, with all that ash on the sinew, it would actually feed that under the skin, so they do that and get those designs with it.
And they glowed when he went into the Avatar state.
Yes.
That's really cool.
Also, thanks to NASA's New Horizons, we got our very first picture ever of Pluto and its moon Charon.
Mm-hmm.
I got a couple. Hey, it's worth a couple pennies.
Hey, look, it took a while for them to get around Uranus to get that picture. Because Uranus, awful big.
Oh.
Speaking of Uranus,
Oh,
we're getting a Bat Mike comment. I know, John, Uranus hurts enough. And finally, miscellaneous. God, we did a good job powering through this. Good job, team. Give yourselves a hand. I'm proud of you.
Oh.
John was able to hear things that normally would make him want to burn shit down, and so far there hasn't been any fire yet.
I did chase them down with a nail gun this week, so that kind of helped.
Yep. Moving on to miscellaneous. As you remember, a couple weeks back, we reported that there was a very fun bet being played by Captain America's Chris Evans and Star-Lord himself, Chris Pratt. The way it's been resolved is that they've decided they're just going to visit both hospitals.
Well, I'm sorry. We all knew they were going to do that from the get-go.
Well, they've already visited the one in Boston, and you can find pictures of Chris Pratt dressed as Star-Lord with the kid. So good on them. I just like knowing that we have actors playing superheroes who are living up to the superhero status.
Mm-hmm.
It gives me happy.
Nobody
We're living in a world where we're going to have a Bizarro and a Batman comic. We need all the happy we can get.
Yeah, it's like nobody lives up to the name, like Robert Downey Jr. Nobody.
This message.
Evan, do you remember back in the day when the first Iron Man film was coming out, and we were sitting at Cup of Joe talking about who should play Tony Stark? And you remember, I called this before it was ever announced. I'm like, there's only one person you can get to do it. Robert Downey Jr., because he already is the part. He doesn't have to act.
Your record is still nowhere near Jacob's.
I don't doubt that.
Jacob is scary when he makes predictions about comic book movies because they always wind up happening. When I first met Jacob, over a year before the Spider-Man movie came out, he said, you know what would make a good Peter Parker? Tobey Maguire. Like a couple years after that, we were just casually talking about what we'd do with comic book movies. He's like, if I was to do a Captain America movie, I'd just have the entire first one take place in World War II. Have him wake up at the end in the present day and make the next one a present day movie.
Mm-hmm. Get your backstory out in one film.
Yeah, I'm like, shh. Once Captain America came out, I'm like, Jacob, what do you got next? I want to know what's going to happen for the next 20 years of film. Speaking of something that took a long time to come out, 50 years in fact, we're getting another book by author Harper Lee, a sequel to her classic, To Kill a Mockingbird. It's being published by the name of Go Set a Watchman.
What?
Yep. Apparently that woman only had one book out, which was a surprise to me. I thought that was just her most famous book. I didn't know it was her only book until now.
Yeah.
This book itself had actually been written back in the 50s. It just never got published.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it was another one of her works that's now being published, not that she wrote in a whole nother book recently.
No, not recently, no. And this apparently will be the second book she's ever done that gets published.
Oh. I mean...
Which is a shock to me.
I'm going to read it. Kill a Mockingbird is a staple point in any literary... I mean, it's a great book, but...
And the movie.
Well, I mean, come on. Gregory Peck did what he could.
I mean, Atticus Finch is considered one of the greatest movie characters of all time for a reason, and not just because Gregory Peck is awesome.
Yeah. No, he is awesome.
This is true.
I mean to this day, he's still my favorite.
Yeah, another great book, but Moby Dick,
Great book, great movie. Surprised she only had one published. That's not the only crime in the geek world, though. In Kermit, Texas, a little boy was suspended for a week for jokingly saying that he had the One Ring from Lord of the Rings. The school said that the reason that their justification for doing this was that it was an act of terrorism.
All right. The fact that we now live in a time in this country where some child, I mean, this is almost as bad as the Pop-Tart kid, but the fact that we live in a country where someone can threaten a school with a fictional ring from a fictional book from a fictional character, and they considered an act of terrorism. To quote the great Professor Hubert Farnsworth, I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
And to quote the author Robert A. Heinlein, never underestimate the power of human stupidity.
It's like the kid that got suspended for biting his Pop-Tart into the shape of a gun and pointing it at somebody.
Yeah.
It could have gotten jelly in someone's eye, John, and nobody messes with my pupils.
Jay,
Also, just
I'm going to ask you a very important question, Jay, and I need you to be honest.
Oh, shit.
Oh, God.
Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? Because it's so freaking good. Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? If you haven't, then I think you should.
What flavor Pop-Tart?
Yeah, that's a good question.
What flavor?
He's like, wait, shit. Any? All?
Any
None.
flavor. It's butter on a Pop-Tart, and it's so freaking good.
I'm
And
just gonna
before
say
we move
butter
on,
Pop-Tart's awesome.
Is
I'm
it
going to point
your
out
straight out packet?
Who puts
I'm
butter
in a ban on drinking for you guys. Anyway, it's a good thing I'm horrible about interrupting people. I'd be really upset. Anyway, I'm also, before we move on, just going to point out the time a friend of mine misquoted the Robert A. Heinlein quote I just made, because I honestly feel it has more resonance. Never underestimate the depths of human stupidity.
Yeah.
Just when you think you hit bottom, someone pulls the rug out from under you, and you start sinking even deeper.
But
This
then
has been Casey Gay, so signing
When it
off.
comes to human stupidity, never have any expectations. So therefore you can't be disappointed.
Or surprise.
Ever. Or surprised.
you might
Really, just know.
feel good. You might feel so good, something good might happen. Maybe you'll learn that, hey, you can get Google Pro for free. Oh, by the way, you can get Google Pro now for free.
No way.
$399. Now, $0. You can soup up your Googler. All right.
Giggity, 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 Google.
Of course, I don't care about that because I learned about something far, far better. John, guess who's coming to Lego?
That would be the Doctor. The Doctor.
Hi.
Doctor Who.
I'm gonna buy these sets. I'm not kidding. I am buying these fucking sets. I have not bought a Lego set since ever. I had some when I was a kid, but no, I'm buying these. I'm gonna buy these. I'm gonna take the little Capaldi Lego Doctor, and I'm going to be saying so many things with my Scottish accent.
Evan, I'd like to show you something that will make you very angry at me because of Lego.
Oh shit.
Ooh. Whatever.
I don't even watch it, and I at least know that much.
I knew what a tortoise is.
Yeah, that's like.
See, that's cool. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but can you play a Nintendo game?
Else, come on. Bring out the Millennium Falcon.
I don't have $800.
Speaking of the Millennium Falcon, nice. Speaking of the Millennium Falcon, someone decided to take one of those military-style drones and actually redesigned it to look like a Millennium Falcon.
Actually,
That was a great article, by the way.
Quadcopter.
Yep.
Yeah. It is a quadcopter.
It's the same thing somebody put a cat on.
I don't care. It's still cool. I want one. You know?
The cat was creepy.
Because
There's a guy out here in the Midwest that is building a 1-to-1 scale Millennium Falcon. He's been working on it now for about 5 years. It'll take him about another 10 to finish it.
Whoa.
is it
Literally.
just a model? Or is this guy actually...
Scale.
1-to-1 scale. Life size.
Holy shit.
See, there are.
Where the Is he doing this
Dude, is this
shit?
the astronaut farmer again?
No.
Does he come back and was like, you know what, the first time wasn't good enough. This time, Millennium Falcon. We're going.
The
Took it into hyperdrive.
The funniest thing is, it is not licensed by Lucas. He just started building it.
Fuck it. You know?
Anyway, moving on. Anything else, Evan?
It's Disney if you have to pay for. A certain actor who plays the Mountain on Game of Thrones, I am not going to pronounce that name because I would just butcher it.
Big Norwegian fucker.
Yeah. Broke the most recent season of Game of Thrones, by the way. He broke a 1,000-year-old Norse weightlifting record. He is the longest Viking in 1,000 years.
I swear to God, that man is just going to get a longboat and start pillaging. He frightens me. He
does.
our generation
I don't
Andre
think
the
he
Giant.
will. Have you ever seen this guy? He's like a fucking teddy bear. He seems like the biggest, happiest dude ever.
What do you mean a teddy bear? The guy's bigger than 2 double fridges.
I mean, the guy was basically
Adorable!
he is the new Andre the Giant. He really is.
He really is. And, yeah. I mean, come on. Seriously? No.
I hope it never happens, but if it ever does, and they decide to reboot Princess Bride, they got to get that man to play
You don't
Fezzik.
reboot Princess Bride. You remake Princess Bride. It has to be a franchise to be a reboot.
Regardless.
I never want to see that either, but yeah, that's what I was just thinking. That's like kind of tears my heart in half. I never want to see the Princess Bride remade. To my mind, it's a perfect movie.
Well,
but now I kind of want to see it.
What they're doing is remaking movies now. It's scaring me, and I'm like, oh God, please stop before you do it.
Foreign dude, be afraid of that Venezuelan guy who's having tattoo and surgery done so he can look like the Red Skull.
My God.
How about
I saw that.
Oh my God.
In his head, still not as creepy as that Korean dude who's done all sorts of plastic surgery and things to look like Superman.
He's not Korean, he's Filipino, but yeah. I mean, with the Venezuelan dude, talk about cutting your nose off to spite your face.
Yeah. Oh my God.
No word yet on whether or not he's going to have a redheaded daughter.
He's like, oh, I've got this punchline.
Oh, speaking of military people being awesome, guess what the Japanese army did?
Oh, God.
For the Sapporo Snow Festival,
Yeah.
huge, massive Star Wars ice sculptures.
It was
They
awesome.
look
Yes.
amazing.
It does. The level of detail is freaking awesome.
Oh God, the Vader, that Vader. Let's just say that there was more white there than just the snow after I saw that.
But I'm bummed.
And our final story for the evening. Man, did we power through these, guys. For the Marvel Experience Tour, we got a little bit of casting news. Kevin Smith will be the voice of MODOK.
Yep.
I can't wait to hear that.
That's definitely going to be good.
As narration, I mean, could you have gotten a better person? Really?
What? First of all, it's MODOK.
Yeah, that's the best part. Also,
MODOK.
Also
He's
narrating.
a giant head in a chair. He doesn't deserve something respectful.
That's what's so cool about it. It's gonna be Kevin Smith, so lighthearted and cheery.
I know. Have you guys seen the little trailer for the Marvel Experience he did?
Yeah.
He is so hamming it up. It's great. I love the part where he's just holding the friggin' Captain America shield. And he doesn't even look like a 40-year-old man with a beard on that thing. He looks like a 5-year-old kid.
Yeah. Looks like a 10-year-old kid who just got, the whole, when I was 10, I was Power Rangered out. I had the whole thing go down on my birthday.
No, that's
Totally.
He looks like a 10-year-old kid that found his dad's porno stash.
Hey,
It's
that happened
level of
later.
excitement.
Are you okay, Pixie?
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine.
She's like, oh my god, really? Power Rangers? Yeah, it happened.
Hey, you're the one who married him.
That's true. I tried to warn you beforehand, but no.
I kind of
Dirty
figured.
little secrets come tumbling out.
I thought the sword in the backyard was a hint. I mean,
That's,
You may not know it, Mickey, but you
calling
married
her alpha during sex was totally legit, and she was into it.
I thought you just told me that because whenever she goes, ay,
You know it's bad when your husband.
during sex, I would immediately pull out and say, "Get out." Like,
You know it's
Oh
bad.
no, she goes all Zordon on me, and she's like, "Wait, no, stop." And then I'm like, "Hey."
Wow, really? Keep digging that hole.
You know it's bad when your husband.
don't Pixie, don't use the phrase digging that hole when we're joking about your sex life. That's just as a friend, me giving you helpful advice there.
That's solid advice. That's solid.
Look, Pixie, you know it's bad when your husband calls a blowjob calling the Dragon Zord.
Oh, shit.
Are you kidding me? I totally would. Yeah!
Oh my god.
Holy shit! Rita's attacking! Quick, Pixie, play this game!
This is better than the penis puppet episode. I'm not lying. Totally better than the penis puppet episode.
Where's Pixie's mother when we need her?
No!
Exactly. Why isn't she walking in the room right now? We're talking about totally going down.
Because she doesn't live here.
Thank God for that, too. Love you, Mom.
And that'll do it for another edition of High Class Geek News. We gave you the good, we gave you the bad, we gave you a Batmite comic.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Every Sunday, though we will be skipping the Sunday where they air the Oscars, because if Neil Patrick Harris is hosting that, I'm going to watch it. Sorry.
Hey, can I bring up one more thing before we go?
Sure, go ahead.
This is not nationwide geek news, but it is geek news for me. We did lose one of the great college basketball coaches this week. We lost Dean Smith.
That is true. Very true.
And it's a sad day for any Carolina fan, which I was raised as, and we'll miss him. But anyway, we'll still keep it jocularity, ensuing here, and let's sign off and say goodnight.
All right, I'm your friendly neighborhood geekazoid, Evan Ransom. With me today is the Irish Angry Monkey himself, John Little.
Hello.
Looking his most hobbitish. And, of course, our favorite married geek couple, Pixie and Jay.
Ah!
Or as we like to call them, Jesse.
No!
No, it's JPEG.
Who remind us why they're together every time I say Uranus.
Oh, man. Wrecked him. Damn near